Call this meeting to order for Polk County Commissioners Court emergency session for May 15th, 2024 at 1 p.m. And we are at the Polk County Emergency Operations Center. If anybody did bring their cell phone in or has any other devices, please mute them at this point in time. Okay, the first thing on the agenda is consider approval of order to include the city of Livingston in the declaration of disaster issued by Polk County Judge Sidney Murphy on April 29th, 2024, and renewed by the Polk County Commissioners Court on May 3rd, 2024, and in all necessary action for disaster debris removal related to the recent flooding. The city of Livingston did not have a debris removal contract in place, and those contracts have to be previously approved. They have to be in place before they get activated. And we were able to find a 2019 order where we renewed a mutual aid agreement. But a mutual aid agreement is just saying, hey, if you need staff or you need equipment, then we will help you out. But it does not include any kind of contracts or any additional type of information like that. So what we would like to do is go ahead and extend, and the city of Livingston has requested that we extend our emergency declaration to cover them as well, and then they can sign off and participate in our debris removal contract. And that's the only way that we can cover the citizens of Livingston, for them to be able to not really expend a lot of money, since we already have a debris contract in place. For those of you that are new, when you do debris removal for emergency management situations, you have to have a pre-positioned contract that's already been approved. Then you have to hire monitors to make sure that what the debris removal contractors say they're doing is in fact happening. You have to pay attention to the loads that are going into our landfill. All of that has to be monitored. So it's not just a case of calling your neighbor and saying, hey, come pick up your trash that you deposited down here, right? So we would like to.
Who's responsible for monitoring?
We contract with someone. The county contracts with someone to monitor that, so that every load that goes into the landfill, or every load that goes, if a lot of it is trees and brush, then every load that goes into wherever the designated burn locations are is also monitored. So someone is monitoring the loads, someone is monitoring what comes in and what goes out, and making sure that every portion of that contract is being followed to the letter of the law.
And do we have someone already on the contract to monitor it?
Yes, sir. We have pre-positioned contracts. We've got everything already set up. But we didn't, if we activated our contracts without including the city of Livingston, then they would not be able to receive assistance from us. Now, what we did with Onalaska, with the tornado, which is the same thing we intend to follow here, is that Onalaska did have a pre-position contract, and it's with the same person. They have the pre-position contracts with the same contractors. So that was easy, because what we did was every load that was from inside the city limits of Onalaska got billed to them. Everything that was ours got billed to us. And so the same thing will happen. The monitors will be told where the debris came from, and they will bill or maintain a running document for the proper entity.
Yeah.
So we included, just so you all could see, the MOU for mutual aid, and then, but we need to do an order, and then we will move forward with the contracting. We cannot do anything inside the city limits until the city has signed off that they agree. So, any questions about that?
No.
Okay, then we will move forward with that, and I appreciate y'all coming in the middle of the afternoon when I know you've got things that you need to be doing. So can I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Motion Commissioner Dubus, second Commissioner Cassidy. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, item number 2 pertains directly to the county. We all know, and in this case, some of the funding won't be as long because it's not mitigation, it's actually disaster funding. But what I would like for the court to consider is we need to be able, the commissioners need to be able to go in and start repairs immediately, like yesterday, instead of in a month or 6 months or whatever, right? So we have some things that we need to do immediately. So what I would like for the court to consider is for us to go ahead and take some money out of the general fund. And then, based on the reports that are on FEMA approved reports of damages, so it will have to be on FEMA reports, that based on the FEMA reports, then that be the amount of money or the percentage of money that each commissioner receives to be able to address the damages that are directly related to this event. Now, we would not sit there and nitpick and say, oh, you spent 5 cents in the wrong place, but it would be based, the amount of money, the quantity of money, percentage-wise, would be based on the actual damages from this event. What that would do is then when we do receive our money from FEMA or from the state, if we do, then that will allow us to make the general fund whole. Now, if we do receive the money, then you're not necessarily always going to get 100% of your money back. Matter of fact, I've never seen it happen. But nevertheless, at least some of your money would come back, and that would make the general fund whole. So it would be based on damages related directly to this event.
And when do we have to give you a figure or something, cause it's like we get this rain tomorrow night, if it rains like they say it's gonna rain.
Yeah,
good,
no.
everything we've done so far.
And you know what, right now, all of you all, every commissioner is to be commended, because we are well over 90% complete on the damages to date, which doesn't mean that after Thursday and Friday isn't gonna change or be increased, and then we will go right back out there again, reassess additional damages, right, and go from there. All I'm trying to do, and the court will set a date, I just want y'all to think about that option, because that is one way that we could get money into your budgets for road repairs and culverts and whatever else has happened. But it would need to be based on the TDM FEMA forms.
Well, how soon are we talking about as far as being able to get some money?
Next court. Huh?
Yeah, we could get
We
the money
never
out
hear
in the
Commissioner's
next
court.
court.
Yeah, we have our numbers by the next
If-
court.
if-
Like,
you have
it-
your
It might
numbers.
be 2 or 3 years before we get FEMA money, or if we even get money,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, it only took them 11 years to get us all the items. Just
That's
saying, when you reference FEMA,
And there's still some parts of our precincts, like, I even still have some that hadn't even been reported, that I'm still working on.
well, then that's the other
You
thing.
know,
The other thing is that our time is limited on reporting those damages. We only have 10 or 12 days left, that if we do not report those damages,
Well,
then,
they will be reported, but I'm just saying, that sometimes it takes, sometimes it takes a hard time to get around to it.
no, and I understand that,
Yeah.
but what I'm saying is that there's a timeline there.
There is. I know
Yeah,
that.
there's a timeline that we have to meet.
May 3rd, we extended this, is that, do we have the June the 3rd, 30 days to have this in, is that the way
We
it
can
works?
extend it, we're talking about another agency. TDM has deadlines that they must meet,
Okay,
okay? And we if we want their continued assistance, have got to meet those deadlines.
Okay.
And if we want to have a presidential disaster declaration, which is what it will take, right, for
Right.
FEMA and for every federal agency to kick in, well, then we have to meet those deadlines. And so we have 10 or 12 days to conclude.
Okay.
And the other thing is that when we're out and about, we need to also encourage all our residents to complete the ISTAT form. Because where there's not much participation in that area as much as there should be. So I would like to clarify that as well. All of these damages do not just apply to the Trinity River area. We had people that got damaged from the event in the north end of the county, and you see what I'm saying, all over the county. So if they had damages from the weather event, then they need to report it so that we have as much information, as much accurate information as we can get for the Texas Department of Emergency Management, and hopefully for FEMA to be able to kick in.
And the ISTAT form, they can get it off the county website, right?
It's on the website, it's on the Polk County Emergency Managed page, it's on Polk County Recovers, it's on Texas Department of Emergency Management. We have spread that far and wide, and we will go back on there today again and share that information once more. Because, and I don't know this because we have not seen the fire marshal's report, and Tim may know by now, but the fire at the apartments, if that was lightning, if that was a weather-related incident, then those people have lost their homes and all their possessions. And we need to make sure that they report that so that we can get them some assistance.
Speaking of home, like a homeowner, if they have insurance, home insurance, does this still apply to them?
Yes,
Yes.
Okay.
and the form is gonna ask them, do you have insurance?
Okay.
And it's gonna ask them, it's
Right.
gonna ask them, if they're down below the river, it's gonna ask them, do you have flood insurance?
Flood insurance, right.
Right, it's specific, but nevertheless, we need for everybody to complete that information.
Right.
So, are you all interested in doing that? If we can get the repairs and information, and it's just gonna be based on a percentage to whatever amount, we agree to pull out of general fund.
Yes, ma'am.
Certainly.
We gonna have to, or Lucy's gonna be mad at us. He's gonna be trying to figure out how to pay all these bills he gonna get.
Well, that's it, and we need to respond to our residents, and I don't want our response to them to be restricted by budget impacts. And like I said, we can make the general fund as whole as we can make it, if we get reimbursement.
Well, if we don't, we're gonna run out of money. in
If
another
we
week.
don't, it don't matter, we gotta do it
We're gonna be
anyhow.
done.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
Yes.
we just like the deal in, on Alaska, the tornado in Alaska. It didn't make the federal bill so well, but it just came straight.
It came straight.
The county aided all.
Yeah.
I mean, it just,
I mean, we're gonna take care of our
Just part of it.
residents, but my point is that that's one way of getting you the money now. Right, and being able to move forward as efficiently as possible. And so if we determine a percentage, let's say, I mean, we all know that the majority of the damage is in precinct 1. So obviously, the percentage for precinct 1 will be higher, right, than it would be depending on what other damages we have in other areas.
maybe, I don't know.
We don't know.
We ain't added it up yet.
That's
Yeah.
right, but that's my point, is that you do it based on a percentage, and then you go from there. Everyone okay with that?
Yes, ma'am.
And we'll take a look at the budget.
We need to have those numbers close as we can by next court.
Yes, sir,
Okay.
yes, sir.
Which will be the 28th.
Yes.
14, 20, yeah.
So if you get those numbers as accurate as possible, then that's what it will be based on.
Won't be too hard, cause Tim's, y'all got
Y'all got the numbers.
most of the numbers we've looked at.
Oh, no, I'm telling y'all, I have got to say that the county has responded better than ever. Absolutely better than ever. And if I had a little award to give another elected official, it would be Shalana. Because she has been here every time she's asked, she's been here almost every day. Has a single day gone by that you weren't here?
Just Sunday.
She's making up for the most time.
So you know, Sunday.
Made up for the last 30 years, huh?
I was glad.
She's coming in for 12-hour shifts and taking care of business. So, you know, poor law enforcement, we've got them completely worn out, but we're coming up with,
And I'd like to tell Tim, I so appreciate the guys he's brought in there with
Thank
us.
you.
They made it really easy for us to get that stuff documented.
well, and we had a conversation with, Billy Saul Wiggins the other day also, and so he's on board now as well to participate, and so Tim's team has moved on to them and to the city of Alaska. So we should be able to get our numbers. Okay, so I need a motion to start
Motion to approve.
looking at alternatives for two.
So,
Commissioner Dubose, Commissioner Purvis, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion to adjourn. Purvis and Cassidy,
117.
117. Okay, thank you, everybody. Appreciate it.